What's up YouTube, it's Azure Option here, back again with another OCG Prophecy decklist, and this time I'm here with a player called Zakiyama's decklist, and he managed to come 4th place in the field of 96, so well done to him. And as always, I'll put a link in the description so you guys can check out for yourselves. So to get to his decklist, he's running 2 Max C, 3 Spellbook Magician, 3 Justice of Prophecy, 2 Breaker the Magical Warrior, 3 High Priestess, 2 Trags, and 3 Effect Failure for the monsters. For the spells, he's running a Spellbook of Eternity, a Heavy Storm, 3 Spellbook of Secrets, 2 Pot of Duality, a Reborn, 1 Spellbook of the Master, 3 Spellbook of Power, 2 Spellbook of Fate, 1 Mystical Space Typhoon, 2 Spellbook of Wisdom, 1 Spellbook of Life, 2 Wonder Wand, and 1 of the Grand Spellbook Tower. And for traps, he's running 2 Torrential Tribute. And I think his main deck is pretty solid, I'm not really going to talk about it much. So into his extra deck, he's running a Catastor, a Librarian, an Arcanite Magician, a Black Close Dragon, and a Scrap Dragon for the Synchros. For the Exceeds, he's running a Gachi Gachi, a Shining Elf, a Daigusto Phoenix, a Zen Mains, a Diamond Direwolf, a number 106 Giant Hand, a Shock Master, a Utopia, a Black Ship of Corn, and a Big Eye. And for the side, which is like the bulk of what I'm going to talk about, he's running 2 DD Crow, he's 3rd Max C, and 2 Gemini Imps. And what I'm just going to like sort of discuss is that I think sided hand traps in Prophecy is both good and bad. The good part is that you're already main in hand traps, so siding them in and removing some hand traps isn't really going to damage the consistency or the flow of your deck, because the new hand traps that you side in will just work in in replacement to the previous hand traps. So for example, if he's playing a deck like Dark World, he could side in his 2 Gemini Imps and his 2 DD Crow, and he could side out all of these effect failures because they're horrible in this matchup. And he could also side out a Maxi, for example, because Maxi is not too good. It's sort of okay because you could sort of like Maxi when they summon something and try to bounce back for Grapha, but it's only like a +0. But you can Maxi your Tour Guide, which could end up being a +1. So Maxi is not too good, but it's not too bad. But as you can see, he's still running the same number of hand traps as he was running before, but the hand traps which are now in here are more effective against a certain matchup. So that's the good side of it, and the bad side is that when your opponent already knows that you're running hand traps, they could potentially side in a card called Debunk. I'll actually quickly just look it up on the search engine. Yeah, this is Debunk. Its effect is, it's a counter trap, and its effect is negate the activation of an effect monster's effect that activates in the hand or in the graveyard and remove it from play. This card is actually a really good side against Prophecy. People like sometimes ask me, what do I side against Prophecy since you know so much? Could you help me out there? Debunk is definitely one of the best cards you could side against Prophecy. Not only does it stop High Priestess, it also removes it from play. It stops Trag, it stops Maxis, it stops Spalers. And that's one of the like sort of downsides when you're sided in more hand traps. When you're already running a deck which runs hand traps, is that you're going to be susceptible to Debunk. But of course, Debunk is just one card, so I mean it's sort of debatable whether you're even going to see it, because like a lot of decks don't really side Debunk anyway. But I suppose if Prophecy like really took off, then some decks would, it's possible that some decks might side a Debunk. But for now, I think like sided hand traps in Prophecy and removing like Vaders, which could be potentially dead, is okay. So I'll just like quickly put the deck back to how it was. Sorry about this. Just do this really quick. Yep. Okay, so that's just my quick explanation and my thoughts on like hand traps and siding in and out of them. So he's also sided an MST, a Book of Moon, 2 Mind Crush, 3 Rivalry of the Warlords, and 3 Soul Drain. And I mean, Melantian is really annoying, and he's sided a Mind Crush and he sided the Soul Drain, so that's really good. Rivalry could potentially be used against Melantian as well, but it's really effective against the Dido Rabbit and Wind Up matchups. But yeah, that's his deck. Overall, I think it's pretty good. If you like the video, then obviously like the video and comment in the comment section. And please subscribe if you haven't. And this is Azure Option signing out, and I hope you have a nice day.